Hello everyone, and welcome back to another figure review. I know in my last review I mentioned to be reviewing the DL Customs accessory packs for Goku Black, and then we move on to the 2023 SDCC exclusives. But I decided since we're already here, why not knock out another figure? And I'm happy to say, this is one I've been looking forward to unboxing ever since I picked them up. So without further ado, let's take a look at the S.H.Figuarts Goku Black. For this review we'll be taking a look at the original release specifically, as I feel this is the version that most people want. And it's also to help those decide if it's worth that extra premium. Starting off with the packaging, we're greeted with Goku Black in his Rose transformation, looking menacing holding his Keyblade. And no, not the keyhole closing variety Sora and friends are used to, but the type that will definitely open your heart and make Ansem, the Seeker of Darkness, proud. The image of Goku Black as well as the figure are complemented well with this purple background that Tamashii Nations went with. The accessories are shown off to the side with the key beams of the Kamehameha hidden behind Goku Black. A quick look at the side shows the continuation of the manga-style paneling from the front, with the Keyblade wrapping around to this side of the box as well. The back side gives us another look at what's in store for us, that being the Rose hair sculpt, the Keyblade, and the Kamehameha fully assembled. Here's a look at the other side of the box. A quick look at the top, and the bottom to round off the package. For the paint and detail on this guy, Goku Black damn near has it all. The shading that can be seen on the upper Kaioshin gi and red sash are done nicely, which we can also see extends to under the torso when you extend it. The figure has an overall nice matte finish to him, including the base form hair and the Super Saiyan Rose sculpt, which personally is my favorite accessory with this release. It looks so clean, and I'm always having a hard time not wanting to have this be the primary way I display Black. The print work for all the faces are done well by 2018 standards, but in the modern days of, say, the general releases of the superhero figures, the faces are starting to look a little dated. But don't let that discourage you, they still hold up. The finish for the effect pieces that come included with Goku Black are done perfectly in my opinion. The sash and lower half of Goku Black's gi are made of softer plastics to help with disposability. If there are any gripes to be had about the finish, it'd be the white around the lower half of the boots. They probably could use a little shading to make them look not so clean for a guy who's occasionally getting thrown around by Vegeta and company. Other than that, I do have some mold flashing that could have been cleaned up just a smidge more. The few noteworthy spots are on the shoulder pads, inner thighs near the crotch, and on the back right of Goku Black's gi. But aside from that, honestly, I feel like I'm grasping for straws at this point, so let's move on to articulation before I find something else not worth nitpicking about. Alright, getting the articulation here for Goku Black, there's a lot of good going on with the figure with honestly hardly any downside to him. If you have the chance to play with Goku Black, it is definitely going to be a quality feeling experience, as the figure just feels of premium goodness. I don't know how else to put it, except that it's definitely a premium feeling figure. Starting from the head and working our way down, the head is going to be on a ball hinge that allows Goku to look down about this far, with the assistance of pushing back behind the head, so you can bury that chin into the chest no problem, and then you can look up with him about like that. One of the things I do hate about this system though, is that every once in a while, Goku be in kind of a position that makes him look like he's short and stumpy. Like he's practicing bad posture. I know he's supposed to be evil, but we all gotta practice some good posture. So if you push up again like that, you'll get him to stand up a little bit taller and not look so slumped over. For the chest is going to have some side-to-side movement, some twisting at the torso, and an extension if you need it. Gives him about an extra 1/8 of an inch. That lets him lean back not that far. Crunching forward though, on the other hand, is very nice. Without the assistance of the extension, leaning forward looks about like that, and leaning back about like so. Keep in mind though, you might run into some paint transfer or even some scuffing if you're not careful moving the figure around, especially with these softer pieces here or even crunching forward. I've lost some of my shading here as it's not clear coated onto the figure, so you will lose it, and then if you rotate this around, that's what happens right there. So keep that in mind. But if you're very cautious of your figures and moving them and posing them, it probably won't be an issue for you. For the shoulders, these are pegged into the back side of the arm and move out of the way so you can get Goku to T-pose. The butterfly joints for Goku Black are very impressive, as we can see here. Probably should have been color matched to the color of the gi, but that's okay. That's what that looks like when it's fully extended out. You get about an extra fist worth of range with that hinge all the way out. But we all know that to get the maximum range out of the figure for the Kamehameha poses, you do need to have the hinge pushed back in and the arms brought in, like so. That cut right there is what allows for that, so Tamashii, thank you for doing that. The bicep swivel on Goku Black will rotate a full 360. Elbows are double jointed. And the wrists are on ball hinges. They do rotate a full 360. And now, since the hinge is moved, the hinge rocks this way instead. For the lower torso here, at the waist section, again, like I said, the softer plastics here, try not to move it around. You can get a full 360 out of the figure at the lower waist section if you want. Just be mindful doing it because, like I said, you will run into some paint transfer. The legs do split out about 45 degrees. This one does so a little more than the other. I don't know why, but here we are. The legs kick out almost a full 180. And maybe in 180, there's just the skirt kind of gets in the way and hides it. I wouldn't push it any more than this, as you may cause the legs to pop off, or you may tear this softer plastic. So just be very, very careful of that. The upper thighs do swivel, and the knees are double jointed for greater than 90 degrees. Lastly, for the ankles, this is probably the other pain point of the figure. The first being, well, there's, I would say, three. The neck, making him slump over. The torso, not letting you lean back as far as it can. And then this here. No, these are fine. This here. The ankles are on dumbbells, so let him rock out this far and go down about this far. Going up, though, not as much. That's where the biggest limitation comes from with the dumbbell style ankles that we have here. They are better than Vegeta's, I will say that, just as far as how it's executed and how clean it looks. But it makes me grateful and thankful for the 3.0 architecture. So that is the articulation for Goku Black. Again, it is a very solid figure. You're going to have a very good time moving him around as he feels of just quality. This is definitely a premium release, and if you get the chance to play with him, you're going to enjoy it. Now for the accessories. Out of the box, Goku Black comes with 2 head sculpts with 4 faces in total, 2 for each head. The power down sculpt includes a smirking face and a teeth gritting face looking off to our right. The Super Saiyan Rose sculpt comes with a neutral face and a shouting face looking dead on. Not including the fists that come attached, we get 2 fighting posed hands, 2 perfect for Kamehamehas, 1 instant transmission hand, 1 karate chop hand used for the keyblade, and a finger showing off the Ring of Time. We also get the black Kamehameha effect piece and keyblade, which, as I've said before, all look amazing. Now, if you're not happy with what comes packaged with this release, don't worry, Tamashii Nations and the third-party companies have you covered. In my review of the DL Custom Sanctions of Justice accessory packs, I outlined what all comes packaged inside, as well as tried them on both the retail release and the original Goku Black we see here. For the sake of not making this a 20-minute review, check out the link here to see a full in-depth review of them. As I've shown off on the channel a time or two, Demon Aquafit has the Goku Black custom headset sculpt that includes a base form head and a rose head in a matte finish with an extra bang up front to mimic the source material just a little more closely. It also includes the same keyblade we see here, the scythe we all know and love, with additional hands for stylized posing or to hold the accessories. For those of you wondering, these faces, as well as the original releases, will work with each other if you want a kit bash, or just add them to your catalog. With that said, keep in mind the event exclusive and retail release faceplates will fit the Rose sculpt as well. Speaking of the event exclusive, you can make use of the aura effect if you desire, and swap over the heads between all these releases, no problem. For the comparisons, we have Goku Black next to the Super Saiyan 2 Son Goku event exclusive, the reissue of Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, the other two official Goku Blacks, and the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So for my closing thoughts, this is a figure that checks all the boxes for me. It's got excellent shading, something we don't see very often in the S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball line anymore, acceptable articulation, a bunch of effect pieces, a good variety of hands, and the rose head sculpt that just has my eyes glued to it every time I look at the box. If you had to ask me, this is how you do a release. We've seen that the most recent releases of the superhero movie figures and the androids have started including more accessories to offset their cost. Some may argue that's enough, others may say, nah. In my opinion, it's getting there. Tamashii has just recently announced an accessory kit for the Super Saiyan Full Power Son Goku that includes an additional head sculpt, a couple beam effects, and an aura, all for $30 or $36 if you go through Big Bad Toy Store. Personally, I'd rather pay for an accessory pack that has versatility spread amongst multiple characters than just a one-off niche faceplate like we got with Androids 19 and 20. That said, is the original release of Goku Black worth the markup on the aftermarket? Yes. If it hasn't been apparent from the praises I've been giving the figure, this is a must-have for any S.H.Figuarts Dragon Ball collector. Me personally, for my Grail collection, this is one of those figures, right up there with Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta and Broly. And if this is out of your price range, keep in mind you can pick up the retail release version of this for about $45 USD, or the event exclusive for about $100. Sure, it doesn't include the base form head, but there is so much third-party support for the figure that kit bashing and display potential for this guy is endless. If you can find this figure, or even the demoniacal fit version for a good deal, it's worth the pickup. Sure, it doesn't come with a base form head, but there's so much third-party support for this figure that the kit bashing and display potential is endless. So let me know what you think down below. Is Goku Black a must-have for you? Do you already have the figure? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I'd love to know your thoughts. For those of you that made it to the end of the review, I appreciate you. If you haven't already, kindly hit the like button and subscribe. It helps me out and keeps the channel growing. Plus, I've got more content on the way. I appreciate y'all stopping by. This has been Delete Reviews, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.